This is 8 Minutes of Awesome. I'm Jennifer Lipsky. Cindie Chavez is an intuitive coach and energy practitioner who wants to help you lead a fully magical life. Hi, Cindy.
Hi,
Thanks so much for sharing the time with us here today.
thank you for having me. I'm very excited about your project.
Well, thank you so much. We are too. I would love for you to first describe what is a magical life?
Well, the best way I can explain it is that in Vedantic philosophy, there is an idea that there are only two symptoms, if you will, two signs, two symptoms of enlightenment. One is that you don't worry anymore, or at least you don't worry quite as much. And the other one is that you experience more meaningful coincidences. And some people call a meaningful coincidence a synchronicity or a serendipity or a miracle. And I just call them magic because to me, magic, in whatever way you define it, is always about bringing the metaphysical into the physical. So those thoughts, dreams, and wishes and ideas, brainstorms that we have, it's about taking inspired action to bring those into the physical world. And so a magical life is a life that sees that happening. I think you're seeing that right now with this project. And I just see it a lot in my own life. And I've, you know, gone on a journey in my life that's brought me to a place where I've collected a lot of tools where I can help other people get there. And it's like my favorite thing to do is to see that happening, not just in my own life, but in my clients' lives as well.
That's beautiful. And I'm sure, as people come forward and come to you for some guidance, there are probably some things in their lives that, maybe need to be kind of looked at, addressed, maybe changed in some way. And sometimes that can bring about some fears, maybe some conflict, all sorts of things. And that can be really scary. So,
Mhm.
what kinds of suggestions would you offer to someone who's approaching that space but feeling a little scared to step forward?
Well, I think that, we all have fears and we all have vulnerabilities, and they usually don't feel good. And any change, often brings about a feeling of discomfort or feeling uncomfortable. And the two keys that I think are so important, I mean, they are to me the foundations, or at least two of the handful, are one belief that is an idea that says the universe is always supporting me. And the other one is what I call the key of best, and that is that everyone is always doing the best that they can at any given time. And those two keys open a lot of doors to people, especially when they're in a hard place, especially when they're um, in a difficult situation or facing something scary or recognizing that they need to make a change and it's a little scary to take that step. I always think of it like, the proverbial novitiate who is wanting to master something and wanting to learn something and have something powerful happen in their life. So, they take off on a journey and they walk 100 miles, right? Barefoot in the snow uphill, right? And they find the teacher and they knock on the door, no one answers. They knock on the door, no one answers. And finally, the teacher answers and they say, teach me this thing. I want to master this thing. And the teacher hands them a broom and says, well, go sweep my yard first. Oh, I have to sweep this yard before I can learn. So they sweep it all up. Now he'll finally teach me. Now she'll finally teach me. Now the universe will finally give me what I want after I've done this hard thing. Give me what I want now. Teach me what I want. Okay, here's the wax, right? Go wax my car. Here's the wax on, wax off. And what the novice doesn't always realize is that the training already started. It started back with the first step of that long walk uphill. It started with the knocking on the door where the door wouldn't answer. And that's what I think about these keys, knowing that the universe is always supporting me and knowing that I and everyone else is always doing the best they can. That's kind of the wax off and wax on of daily magical living.
That is
Best way I can
great.
explain it.
Yeah, no, that's great. And that's a great story, a great way to express that. And when you said the key about everyone doing their best, that really is so beautiful. We can very often have self-deprecating thoughts and comments, and we can be really hard on ourselves unnecessarily because we really are magnificent in every single way. We just have to allow ourselves to let it to show
Yeah.
and shine.
Yes, I totally agree with that so much.
Yeah, yeah. And so, um, how would you have someone learn to increase kind of communication with their inner heart, with their inner selves, and then
Mhm.
improve communication with others to kind of start to bridge those gaps and to really live those bests and to really have those keys?
I think that the first thing is just a mindfulness practice. And so, and this is why I sort of say the wax on and wax off. It's the repetitive motion. It's chop wood, carry water, right? It's just over and over um, of these, our beliefs are, we choose our beliefs. And we get to choose our beliefs. I mean, to me, that's exciting. It's like I can believe whatever I want. And I choose to believe that the universe is always supporting me, right? So I get to choose that. And I think that being kind to ourselves, knowing that we're doing the best that we can, so it's like, and everyone else. So that person that hurt you, they were doing the best they could at that time. If they could have done something better, they would have. That thing you did that you regret, you were doing the best you could. If you could make a better choice, you would have. And next time you may. But we're all doing the best we can. But it's that constant reminding. And I think choosing some kind of mindfulness practice, and it's usually so simple if we just tap into our five senses and bring ourselves into awareness of the temperature in the room and the taste of the food we're eating and what we're feeling in our body, on a consistent basis. That right there just starts to build awareness. And then we get more aware of how we feel. And then if we'll just allow ourselves, always knowing we're doing the best we can, to be a little bit vulnerable. And that's so hard for us to do. But it's the thing that connects us with other people so strongly. So if I am having an interview with you and I don't want to look nervous and I don't want to look like I don't know what to say, but if I were to say to you, Jennifer, I'm a little nervous about this, that would probably really connect to you and anyone hearing it because they go, "Oh God, I would be nervous too," right? So when we let ourselves be aware of what we're feeling and we own our feelings and we don't blame our feelings on other people, but we just say, "Oh, I feel a little nervous," or "I'm a little afraid about what's going on," or "This is a little scary for me." Um, that I think is what connects us to other people and allows us to come into that space. It's all just if we stay grounded in love and love ourselves as well as everyone else, I think that's where the magic starts to happen.
Yeah, that's very, very powerful. And as you're speaking, I know that you really embody that magical life. And part of that magical life is really stepping in joy, right? And
Yeah.
there's so much joy. I feel it just flowing right from you. And I would like for you to share, if you can, something really joyful that happened to you recently, something that really was astounding and as however small or however big,
Oh,
just
wow.
something that was really, really poignantly joyful.
Oh, my goodness. I think that the thing that brings me the most joy on a consistent basis is anything that feels magical or synchronistic. And so it's kind of funny. My sweetheart teases me because so many things that are synchronistic happen in my life. that he said, "Oh, I'm not impressed anymore by like, two or three a day. You've got to up the number." But recently I had a crazy experience where a certain thing kept showing up and showing up and showing up in the weirdest places. And I'm actually writing a blog post about it. But, it's like I got an email from two completely different people and they both sort of said the same thing. And then I had a dream that like tied in, you have a big dream that's turned into something awesome. So I think that I get joy from that because I feel like it's a validation that I'm in the right place. And it so often is also connected to my family and my friends that are around me. Um, it's just always a happy time whenever those magical things happen.
Right, right. Really being tapped into that flow.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's
yeah.
gorgeous. That is just gorgeous. And I would love for you to share also if there was one message right now that comes to mind, something really from your heart that other people need to hear today. What would it be?
One message that I would share um, is that we've talked about joy and magic and connection with people, and there's another very real side of life where we have painful episodes and experiences where we get hurt, where things, happen that are out of our control or feel out of our control and are difficult. And we've all had that because that is how life works. And the one thing that I would say is that every moment is perfect and that your deepest wound is directly connected to your life purpose. And that there is a treasure in there if you can just hold fast and know that the universe is always supporting you. That's my message. My message is that, everything you want is on the other side of your broken heart. And so those pains that we have, them whether they're small, we have a little tiff with our child, or something said that hurts us, or whether it's a cracked wide open heart where we are crushed and don't think we can get back up. Um, those things are all connected to our purpose for being here. And if we'll hold on to that, it'll open up to us. And that's where, again, where all the magic starts to happen.
A profound and full message. So beautiful. Really so good. And if anyone would like to contact Cindie directly, connect with her on a personal level, learn more about the work she does, consult with her professionally, you can do so at her website, which is cindiechavez.com. Cindie, thank you so much for sharing this time with me.
Oh, thank you. It has been a joy.
Oh, for me as well.